YouTube.
All right, we should at this point be live.
Hello
So,
to the people.
welcome everybody to Victory Games Civil War. I pushed the share thing too. Presumably, this will actually go live at some point.
Says it's live. Let me click on it.
Looks okay.
It's still phony live. Phony live on, but it'll be real live soon.
Yeah, it should pick it up in 30 seconds or so. That seems to be the delay. There we go. We're live. All right, so we need to talk about some corrections that we need to make from last session.
Okay, yeah, we need to solve some stuff. So let's figure that out. So the first thing, I created a pretty anal list. I need to remove 4 Confederate strength points to my screwing up the advantage thing and taking free reinforcements. So I actually went back and looked at the video, and it's the Army of Tennessee. Shows my dedication that I actually went and looked at it. So that goes down to 5.
Okay.
Nolans loses its strength point. Delete. And 2 in Fredericksburg.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. Those are because they're not free strength points when you win the initiative roll?
Right. For the first 4 pulses, I was like, oh, it's a free. It's free. It's free. No, it's you get to place a reinforcement for free in terms of pulse total. You follow me?
Right.
So that's one. The second thing is this. You do not control West Virginia.
Right.
You control Wheeling and Grafton.
Right.
And all rail hexes except 4806 and 4905.
Which is probably why those are marked.
Right. I don't know where 4806.
4905 is not in West Virginia. Well, sort of it is.
All right. Is that the...
That's the one right next to the one with the Confederate flag in it.
Okay, so I shall clone that marker. Clone. And move it there. Okay. There we go.
I will note, however, that I had originally assumed that was how it was going to work and was going to move into Charleston, which ended up not happening, and McClellan ended up fighting himself to exhaustion instead.
God bless McClellan. All right, now let's go to Missouri.
Hey, for McClellan, he's done okay.
Okay, Missouri is pretty much okay, except you control all the rail hexes.
Right.
You could have converted it by staying in Springfield, but you pulled back to be cautious.
Right.
And I moved in last turn. So Missouri's still up for grabs. You got to take Springfield.
All right. Well, we'll work on it.
But you control all the rail hexes. So that's good. All right.
Right.
So port boxes.
Oh, and reinforcements can only go in an army unless that it can go in a victory point city or a supplied army. I don't believe that has come up yet, but we'll mention it. I'll mention it.
No. Only an army, a victory point city location that's under control in supply.
Right.
Okay? Yeah, right. Okay. So, all right. Now, let us now look at, and if you're in enemy or neutral territory, it's got to be with a leader.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just throw down, willy-nilly. No, it can be controlled. I lie, because then it's just a victory point city in supply. Okay, so that was faulty. Now, the last thing is the port boxes. So let's go to the Master Blaster resource allocation track thingy that's got all the stats on it.
Right.
Okay. Your blockade percentage this turn, this is the way blockade works, increase. It's a 10%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right now there's 40 ports. It doesn't look that way on the map, which we'll get to in a second, because 3 ports that aren't in the Far West module, but on the second map are on that map. Okay. So it's at 40. Pretty easy. There's a whole chart to figure out what the percentage is, if it's an odd number or whatever, but this is pretty easy, right? So it's 10% of 40. So we reduce this now. So we know 40 is open. We don't touch anything here. What we do is we go to the game turn track, the big GT track. right now, because you haven't taken any Confederate cities yet, we know that my production is at 100. That's because that's the starting game number.
Right.
Okay. But this imports number goes down by 4 to 36. When that number gets to magical places like 99, etc., I start to feel the effects.
Right. Yeah,
of
there's
supply.
a table for that.
Right. Taking the Mississippi splits up those imports. Right. And both sides, and there can be very severe effects and some effects, but that's that. So Gary and I have also decided to, for the ports, I will look at my proposed solution in the email that I sent him today. So Matamoros,
just leave him alone, pretty much.
Right. If he invades them, I don't really have an opportunity to take them back because we can't move into them. And 2 of them count towards Texas's state total, and Matamoros does not because it can never be. It's in Mexico. So the bottom line is we're just going to ignore them. Texas can be converted without it.
Right.
And those we'll just assume that all those ports just exist through the game because they're in the back of Beyond, and that kind of takes care of that. So
I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, that's our solutions. We got 7 people watching. No comments yet. Can everybody hear us? Just somebody say something and say, we hear both of you. You guys sound fantastic. All right. You may not sound fantastic.
I would hope someone would have said something if they couldn't, so.
Yes. So here we go. We are in the middle of the game turn 2 action phase, and we completed a pulse. So luckily everything's recorded for us here, so we need to roll 2d6 each of us and see who has the initiative for the next thing.
6, 7.
7.
All right. Die difference of 1.
We are going to place a reinforcement in the west. Decrease. With that Army of Tennessee. And we're going to replace that strength point we stole back in Nolens. So we'll clone this guy in Alabama. Move him there and reduce it 1 more. And I screwed up and reduced your...
Yes, you did.
increase. And it'll be here. Decrease. Okay. Over to you for one thing.
All right. So...
Thank you, guys. Thank you, SW and Findle.
Apparently the limit for 1-star leaders is 2 strength points, by the way.
The limit for cavalry leaders?
For 1-star leaders, I think. I wish I could find
3.
that in the friggin' book.
It's 3. 2-star is 6. 3-star is 6.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. We're on one with that. All right. So we'll place a... let's make sure this is legit. Yes. Okay. So we'll place... let me pull a leader. No, I don't need a leader right now. Let's place a strength point with the Army of the Tennessee in the west.
Okay. V-roll again. 10.
5.
5. We can do one free thing. That will involve reinforcing the Army of the Tennessee. And yeah, all my leaders have been placed. So
turn 3 is when Kentucky flips, right?
Kentucky doesn't flip. You control the rail lines.
On turn 3.
Yes.
Right.
On turn 3. Right. And if you move in, you don't give it to the other guy.
Right.
So this is a big old showdown is going to be happening on turn 3. So, and then we want to do 5 things. And we are going to do 3 of them in the west by converting this fort into Fortress Memphis. I want you to be as far from me in the west. To be much more assiduous in this game. Increase. About making your life heck coming down them there rivers. Them there rivers. Okay. Fortress Memphis. And I can do two more things. And with my two more things, I am going to, Gary, since you've tabbed those rules, could you look up cavalry leaders and see if they take less or more guys or something like that?
Let's see if we can figure it out.
Like if it's one or two, or if it's like normal. Control F, cavalry leader. Cavalry leader. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it's just normal.
There has to be a different limit.
No, because cavalry leaders get promoted just like everybody else too. It wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't. Let's put it that way.
Hold on. I found it. It's on 6.26. 1-star infantry can lead up to 2 SPs. 1-star cavalry can lead 1. 2-star can lead 2. This is cavalry. 2-star.
Oh, you're right. It is 2 SPs.
Can lead 6, and then 3-star infantry can lead 6 or an army.
You're absolutely right. I had it confused in my head with the small, medium, large, which is 3, 4, 9.
Okay.
So, all right. So
I don't think that breaks anything for me.
Not at all.
Yes, it does.
Who?
Well, maybe not, but Price and Stewart.
Doesn't matter. You can have the troops there. You just can't move them.
That's true.
Right. So, that's all right. Stewart's going, as is his wont, on a ride. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to Fort Scott. We spend the activation points.
Are we keeping? Where are we? Where's victory points? Actually, you have a VP from last turn.
Right. You didn't convert any states or take any. Yeah, right.
Right. Well, I just put your victory point on the track.
Right. So he moves 4 there, and then he has to spend an extra movement point to convert that depot, which he's going to do. Nationality. And Stewart goes on a ride. And that's what happened.
All right.
And over to you for 5.
All right. So
Stewart will be my Quantrill.
All right. We're going to spend, where's the thing? Spend 3 in the east. Whoops. To activate McClellan.
Okay.
It is 4, right? Movement?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me see if you're in supply. Where were you? Right there.
I was right next to Longstreet in Charlottesville.
You need to be 2 hexes from a friend. You need to be 2 hexes from a friendly rail line. You are not. So he was actually out of supply.
All right. Well, I can move him 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4.
3. You reduce 1 because you're out of supply.
Ah, okay. No, that's fine.
And I will mark these as Union-controlled rail hexes. We need to make note of that. So, clone.
I see you marking him as... Okay, gotcha.
Nationality.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll be the anal guy with that.
No,
somebody's got to do that stuff. All right, so that's that. So that was 3, and you got 2 more.
Right.
Yeah, the two limit thing, by the way, didn't even affect anything because a defending leader always just throws in his bonus with all his troops. So what you did was you came and attacked him in Stanton, and you were forced to retreat because we got the same result.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 2. We're going to spend the 2 in the Trans-Mississippi. Do I have 2 in the Trans-Mississippi? Nope. I'll have to spend it. Wait. I have 3 discretionaries. So I'm going to activate Lion. Move him.
Okay.
Move him. Shit. I'm going to leave the strength point there and move Lion to... What's their movement moving by themselves?
12.
He'll move to St. Louis. And that's
Go back to command. Okay. We roll yet again.
4.
7. A difference of 3. Well, as is our wont, we are going to increase the Army of Tennessee, as we've been doing assiduously. And we are going to, with 3, tis tempting, tis. Very tempted to go beat the crap out of Pope again and see if I can isolate Washington. But I don't think I'm going to do that. We're going to activate Joe Johnston, who did all the Bobby Lee that he had in him before the end of the last turn. So he doesn't have that much in him. And he is going to go 1, 2 to there. And over to you. And I need to, shift, clone. There.
All right. Dice difference is 4, correct?
I thought it was 3. I rolled a 7. You rolled a 4. That's 3.
Oh, okay.
So
okay, yep. That's cool. All right. So we're going to add 2. We're going to add 2 strength points in the west.
Okay.
All right. So let me verbally walk through this. So Buell can command 6, right? As a 3-star.
Buell can command 3 stars can command 6 things.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. So leaders or strength factors. So essentially he can command, because he has an army with him, he can command 4, plus Curtis and Sherman can each command 2. And that's
Yes.
the limit, right? Okay, so they're at their limit then.
Right. Just like, and I need to start worrying about that limit myself. I can command 4
They're in
and then
exactly
4.
the
So
same situation.
yes, I am an 8.
Nashville.
I don't really have to worry about Joe because he's got so many flipping leaders and another 3-star. So he's insane.
All right, so we're going to spend... It's 2 command points to create an army, correct?
Correct.
All right. We're going to spend 2 in the east to create the Army of the Potomac.
Yes, that is a good choice. Under McDowell, I assume?
Under McDowell.
All right.
All right. So let's find that.
He can have 11. Because he can command 5 things, and that includes Rosecrans, who can command 6 things.
Well, there's happens to be 11 there. So
how magical. I wouldn't put Erwin McDowell in charge of my niece's birthday party.
How about a thumb wrestling tournament? No, but we got what we got, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
let
so
us.
2. I got 1 more.
Okay.
And we're going to put the 1 more in. We'll give it to Fremont.
I'm all in favor of that. You keep doing that.
Well, he's there's got to be guys out there, whether Fremont's in charge or not. West SPs. All right, and that's my 3.
I can't go to Fremont because that's in the Trans-Mississippi. From the west.
I do have 1 left. You're right. It is in the Trans-Mississippi. I do have 1 Trans-Mississippi point.
Yes.
So that's. Thank you for catching that. Purple Norseman, thanks for the question. Demoralization goes away at the end of the turn. There's like a post-action phase turn in which a bunch of stuff happens, including that.
You can do that, or you can spend, if you're in supply, you can spend the leader's value in command points and rally them, essentially. But if you're in supply at the end of the phase and you haven't done that, the demoralization will be removed, but you'll lose 1 strength.
Yeah, you'll lose a strength point. So it's to my advantage to burn the points with McClellan, for example. So, all right.
Roll
it up.
8.
7.
These nickel and dime.
We're not getting a lot of ties.
No. So let's see here. What do I want to do?
The vassal people swear up and down that it has an excellent random number generator in it. I'm not convinced.
Well, are you the type of player who gets mad at dice?
I'm the type of player who has been known to take a blowtorch to his dice.
Yeah, I think you're I think no random number generator would ever satisfy.
Possibly not.
All right, let's see.
And of course, you have to line all the other dice up in front of it when you blowtorch the guilty dice to teach them a lesson.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all you look at
crush them in a small vice, or throw them to the ground and jump up and down on top of them.
So our dice differential. There's a neat thing in the thing here, Gary. If we ever get confused, which will happen, called dice diff at the bottom. Yeah, I've started using that.
It's a good idea.
We're getting old, so let's see. Let's decrease. We're going to take a strength point in the east, and that strength point is going to go to D.H. Smith. Find a guy I can clone. E.K. Smith. E.K. Smith,
I
I
was going
should
to say,
say.
who's D.H. Smith?
There is none, but there's an E.K. The Kirby Smithdom. Okay, so that is my free reinforcement, and I guess I feel like I don't want to spend a command point on anything. Don't. I hate these nickel and dime pulses. Okay. Um. We'll send another to Kirby Smith as well. Decrease.
Okay.
There, Fredericksburg. Over to you.
All right. That's my big one. Let us. Pull a. Crap. That's not where that can go. We're gonna spend a West strength point. We're gonna give it to Banks.
I wouldn't let Banks run a nail salon.
Again, he's the best leader I got is Pope. Okay, so the best a 2-star and up leader anyway. And
Right.
Burnside's not looking that bad.
No, Burnside's looking attractive now. In fact, Lion looks like he might be needed in the west or the east.
Well, those guys are going to end up somewhere other than where they're at the
moment. Yeah, after Grant died, I went through all the Union possible 3-stars, and they get so many, like Thomas and Curtis. Like even these non-entities.
Yeah, and I think
they get
can
so
go
many
up to a
3-stars.
3-star in this game too.
Yeah, he's good. So, all right,
he can't go up to 3 stars in War Between the States, which is bullshit.
Yeah, complete bullshit. It's complete
5.
bullshit. 5.
Difference is 4.
Difference is 4. Okay.
I got the die differential dingus.
So I am going to let me see my reinforcements. I'm running out of stuff. Put a Western strength point in Nashville. Not in the Army, but in Nashville. Clone. And we are going to spend. How much to make a depot dairy? Is it 2 or 3?
I thought it was 2.
There's a chart. I'll look it up. There's a chart. There's a resources chart. It doesn't say. It's on command points. Nope. Not there.
Honestly,
command point cost. Command point cost. There's a subchart. Command point cost. Good. Build depot 2. So 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there is. Very good.
So we are going to build a depot.
Where's this at?
Trans-Mississippi.
Okay.
Clone. In Springfield. And we are now going to subtract those 2 command points from the Trans-Mississippi. We're going to send a discretionary, now that we got a supply chain, up there to Stewart. Give him 2 guys. And thing we can do. And with that, one more thing. I will probably live to regret my actions right now, but no, I don't want to do anything I want to regret. If I say that, probably not worth doing. We're going to put a West strength point, and we're going to up the ante in Nashville. Nashville. Increase. That is my turn. Over to you for 4 things. 4 dice diff.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do, because I think we have to, is spend 3 in the east to activate McClellan and rally him or remove the DM.
I never execute dice, Purple Norseman, but the one time I was playing Victory Games Vietnam, and I'd actually bought Communist American dice, and it was the only time in my life, because I'm not that superstitious, but I was like, yeah, I just don't want to use these anymore. Yeah. Maybe I cursed myself by using flair. So.
All right, so dice diff is 4, right? So there's
Right.
1 more, which I will spend to pull a leader.
Okay. Where shall that leader go?
That's a great question.
What's all the ash and trash on any of those duplicates or anything? Oh, that's Dead
No.
Grant.
Dead Grant and miscellaneous markers. That's
All right.
That's this stuff.
I see. You threw out the guys for.
Yeah, those are the next 2 turns of incoming leaders. And the ones that are face down are the ones that are in the pool for this turn.
You're at least making good use of space. All right.
We'll spend 1 strength point in the west instead to give Halleck somebody else.
Oh, okay.
And we're rolling. 9.
Did you? Oh, so you did all your stuff. All right.
Yep.
All right. You rolled a 9. I am rolling a 7. 2.
All right. So dice diff is 2. Okay. So in this case, I don't have any. So that's not happening. What's the combat? Let's look at the TEC. Swamp Hex.
Swamp Hex. Aintree. Aintree. Boy's a long way from Aintree.
Swamp Hexes are 2 column shifts.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about naval.
Let's talk about it.
I got 4 naval command points, so I can activate foot, and I have
right. It costs. So first of all, it costs 2 to enter your naval reinforcement.
2 naval command points.
Yes.
Okay.
So whatever you have in the
go on the map, right?
Right. You put them where right. There's no location. So river stuff can go anywhere on a river that you control. Right. And ocean stuff can go any of those. Basically, the way the game looks at it is any named location on the ocean is a port.
Okay. And I'm assuming that each transport point can transport 1 strength point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So
I will advise you, not now, that before you do anything amphibious-y, you really look at the amphibious rules, because there's a lot of like just the hex itself has an intrinsic strength, and if it's a city, it's another intrinsic strength point, that sort of deal. Yeah,
all right. Well, I don't think we're going to get to that today, anyway. So we'll pull a leader in the west.
Okay.
And I know we're not supposed to. Turns out we're not supposed to reveal these. He's going in Evansville, and I'll give him a strength point in Evansville too. So let's mark that off before I forget to do it. But we've been revealing them, so I'm going to flip him.
Cedric.
Okay, so he's not bad.
Cedric, he doesn't hurt you. No. Cedric's good in that group. In fact, your Western leaders. Best thing you got going. All right, so the diff was 2.
Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Good lord.
That's 2. So.
All right, let me do 2 things. Well, my 2 things are going to be a discretionary and a Trans-Mississippi command point. And we're activating old Jeb. Old Jeb. And Jeb is going on another ride. Jeb is going to go. I wonder if Jeb can take Kansas. Maybe. Before Jeb tries to take Kansas, which might happen, Jeb is going to ride and ride. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3 to Kansas City. And then he's going to spend, because he has to do this, spend a movement point to convert Kansas City. To physically occupy Hex. All right. So that's 5. And then he's going to yeehaw right into Lexington.
Okay.
So let me get.
He can only command 1 strength point, however.
Cavalry leaders? Okay.
1-star cavalry can only command 1 strength point.
So then what he is going to do is.
Which I think means that the other one's probably back there with Price in Springfield.
No, I sent a reinforcement to him after I built the depot in Springfield.
Okay.
So he is going to go to Kansas. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Convert. 4, 5. Convert. So we are going to actually take all the border areas of Kansas. Kansas, get ready to be Confederate here soon. All right. Anybody in Kansas, you're going to have a Southern accent by the end of this war. Clone. Okay. All right. We're happy about that. So he went yeehaw, and that is that.
Let's talk briefly about what happens when a cavalry force is attacked by a force containing no cavalry. Because
containing a what?
Usually, an all infantry force.
Cavalry
can run
retreat
away, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Retreat before combat. Cavalry leaders in armies give it a bonus to its reaction roll and stuff, which we'll deal with when we got a cavalry leader in an army.
And the Union have no cavalry leaders at this time.
Nope. You got to wait for old. Forget who's first. If it's Pleasanton,
Stoneman comes in first.
Stoneman. All right. Well, you're doing that. I'm looking up what happens to Kansas. What do I need to do to make it a Confederate territory?
Well, we're going to roll first.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's roll.
I got a 7.
I got an 8. So 1 free thing. We are going to. We got no more reinforcements. So much as I may regret this in the future, I am going to do something I do not. I am going to no, I'm not going to regret this. We're going to spend 1 Eastern command point. And Magruder here is going to abandon his post and walk and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we got one more thing we can do. And with that one more thing, we are going to exile. We're going to spend another Eastern.
So you don't have to spend a command point to do that?
I did spend a command point in the East.
It's dice diff of 1, though, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I'm done because I don't have a free thing. So over to you.
Okay.
Yep. I have no more free stuff.
I'm going to spend a West strength point to throw 1 in St. Louis.
Louis. Okay. Let's roll. A 4.
12.
You could do 8 things.
Wow. Okay. This is a lot of things. Well, I think we're going to activate Fremont, because why not? And he's going to go with Lion. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He can't take Lion.
Oh, you're right. He's not an army. Well, we'll spend West 2. Fuck.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
All right.
All right. We're gonna rail. What's the movement? Is there a movement limit on rail, or they can just go wherever?
You can go wherever.
Okay. So we're gonna spend 1 West command point.
Okay.
To rail a guy from Indianapolis to Rolla, Missouri. We're going to spend two Trans-Mississippi command points to activate Lion. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He'll go to Rolla. That was, let's do that. We've spent what so far? We've spent 2 and 1, so we've spent 3, so there's 5 dice diff left.
Yep.
We're going to spend 4 of those. And we're going to put 4 strength points in Washington.
Okay.
And we're going to pull a leader in Washington.
Okay.
Thomas.
Ah, that's a good leader. You needed him.
And we have how many? Much? Let me decrease that by 1. Increase that by 2, and I'll spend just to move a leader by himself only costs 1 command point, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. We're going to take McDowell.
The only rule is you can't move in neutral or enemy territory. If it's friendly territory, yeah.
And that's fine. We're going to take McDowell. We're going to take Rosecrans. Now, leaders can move by rail, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right, we're going to pull Rosecrans out. And we're going to send him down to St. Louis.
Okay. The only thing you need to be cognizant about with railing is the railroad limit. My turn limit is 4 and yours is 6.
Yep. So I've used 2. Well, does our leader count against that?
I don't know. Make
I'm
me
gonna
look this
end
up.
up with less than 6 real spent this for the turn, so
I
I'm not terribly concerned about that.
I kind of figured. Let me look. I found the section pretty easily.
I mean,
Tell
it
me
is
when you're done.
literally one dude on a train.
Yeah. I'm just. My question on the rules is IDK is my answer.
But
IDK.
we'll assume that it costs for now till I hear something different.
Till we find out otherwise. Right. That
Yeah.
sounds great. Okay.
All right. That's it for me. So you've got 8 to burn.
8 to burn. Well, I think I would like to burn some stuff. So we've got 3 discretionary, 5 in the west and the east. Okay. First thing we are going to do is undemoralize Longstreet for 3. So that is going to cost 1 discretionary, 2 discretionary, and 1 east. Okay. So that's 3 things. And now we's gonna send. Well, I don't have any more in the east, so that's that. Everything else I have is in the west. Oh, I got 1 discretionary. Well, let's see about that. Well, we're gonna. So that's 3, and I got 5 more things I can do. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. So we are going to convert, spend 3 in the west. And we are going to convert Fort Henry and Donelson into Fortress Henry and Donelson. And then I gotta do 2 more things. Gotta be in the west. Don't really have any depots.
This is a force cannot cross a navigable river hex side that is controlled by an enemy naval strength point unless the hex entered contains a friendly SP or depot. But it doesn't give you a cost.
Fortresses basically block the movement. Period.
No, that's fine, but I'm not going to move directly into the fortress either from across the river.
Right. So, rail lines and whatnot. All right, so we're going to do this. We are going to spend 1 strength point to move a guy from here to here. From Nashville to Fortresses Henry and Donelson. And that will cost 1. And God, there are really no whatsoever good actions, quote unquote good actions I want to do in the West. Like everything I would spend a command point on is something I would write.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Like I'm obviously, let me abandon Pensacola. No, let me abandon. All right. Yeah, I like the strength of those guys there. All right. We're going to rail a guy from Nashville to Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That is it. I have finished. We may now roll again. I've only got one left.
I've got a 5.
All I've got left is a discretionary. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. Whoa, this shall end the turn. With the discretionary,
I got a crap ton left.
I am going to spend that discretionary, and I is going to rail which I'll regret. Bragg from Richmond to someplace. I want him even go. Yeah, we will put him in. Yeah, he's not a tactical. So we're going to put him with the Army of the Tennessee. And that is that. I'm out of command points. Over to you.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend, that's 8 dice diff.
Right.
Or is it 7? It's 12 to 5 is
7.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm going to spend 3 command points in the west to activate Burnside, who will link up with Buell here in Cincinnati.
Okay.
We have 4 left. We're going to burn 3 strength points in the west. Put them in Cincinnati. I'll figure out how the army is in a minute here when you're going. I have... That was 3. I have 1 left, so I guess that's going to be a strength point. We'll put a discretionary strength point in St. Louis. And that should do it. All right. Roll. I got a 7, you got an 8. So I spend a dice. You got nothing to do, right?
Nope.
So I got a dice difference of 1. I'll pull a leader out. Where is he going to go? He will go in wherever this is, over by Kansas City.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what?
He's a naval leader.
Well, it happens.
Well, that's fine.
Just gotta
He'll go
rail him later.
Atlantic City, I guess. That's fine. He'll be gambling right now.
Atlantic City.
All right, roll again.
Here we go.
I got a 5. You got a 9. Dice diff of 4. I'm going to pull out my other leader, who's going to go in... Where is that? Lexington, Missouri.
Right.
Yeah. Who's another naval leader, which is great. I'll just put them all in Philadelphia. That's fine. All right. So that was one. I have 3 more. I'll spend 2 in the one trans Mississippi and 1 discretionary to activate Lion.
Dragoon Commander, I have no idea. Purple Norseman, you're limited by the command points that you have. That is the big limit in the game. There's no artificial limits for depots or fortresses or fortifications, but you're limited by the command points. Are you spending to activate? Or are you spending to route? That sort of.
All right. That leaves me with 1 point left, which I will blow in the east. To put another guy in Baltimore. Counteract that point I'm going to lose because I don't have enough points to activate Pope. All right, that's it for me.
All right, so now we are at. Gonna roll again. I'm sure you got stuff left.
I got a 12.
Two,
I got a little bit left, yeah.
Yeah, you'll
all right,
probably
I'll spend
kill
it all then. All right,
yeah.
Very good. I got no leaders left.
Right.
I will spend my 2 naval command points.
So bring in all your stuff. Right.
Bring in. We got river transports here, which we'll put in St. Louis.
Did you break the code on the resources thing? So if you go to the resources chart, it tells you like RXP is river transport.
Yeah.
And yeah. You got it. All right. Ocean transport,
Yeah.
river ironclad. Yeah. And then the ironclads are actually named what turn they come in at the very bottom. Yep. Okie dokie.
So that was 12 to 5. So that's another 7. So I have 5 left. And I don't have 5 left, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Purple Norseman. It's a one of the things I like about the game is it doesn't, of all the versions I've seen of this, and I only have limited experience with GMT's the Civil War, which was quote unquote reimagining of this. I'm not a fan of reimaginings anyway, but which puts the game more on rails, shall we say. This has always remained a favorite of mine. It's definitely favors the Union, okay, more because of the macroeconomics, etc. But it gives players the most freedom to conduct alternative strategies and stuff. It doesn't have these built-in limits like that. From a strategic and macro standpoint.
Now, on the other hand,
yeah,
the biggest difference between this and the GMT U.S. Civil War is the fact that the leaders are scripted, right? They come in at a certain time, they get promoted at a certain time, they leave at a certain time. A whole lot of people would have quit when we played last time, when Grant got killed. And that eliminates that problem. They would have just said, I could say it's grit to lose Grant on turn 1.
The first turn he came in. The first turn he came in, like right after he came in. Yeah, I what I do like about, there are variants we could have played with, which we didn't, that allow for far more variable leader entry,
Yes.
But one of the things, I was thinking about that keeps me coming back, like I don't know if I've told y'all out there, y'all getting all Confederate here, but I played this game endlessly in the early 90s. When I was in college, I had one of my Wargaming buddies from a group was a Lutheran pastor of all things. Hilarious. He's very like, I had to finish up the kids Christian education class and I'm ready to play. And he loved this game so much, and I was so addicted to it that I left it set up in my apartment when I was in grad school, and we would play by phone for like 2 hours every day. Just play it again and again and again. So it's starting to become like riding a bike. And I realized when I was playing Gary, when we started Gary, that what keeps me into this is basically the history, the way the leaders come in. Okay. The way this game does the leaders evokes the history constant. You're thinking like, oh, I fight Smith Siegel, and it's really tied to those personalities, but it also gives you the freedom, very much the freedom to craft your own strategy. It doesn't have these macro rules that try to move things along, but that's part of the old school design philosophy. The flip side is, you know, it's a tougher game to learn than a lot of these modern reimaginings because they're trying to let you play the Civil War in a nice 6-hour setting, maybe, with easy comprehensible rules with a lot of pictures, and but that always means less freedom. There's always a trade-off. So anyway, you go ahead, sir. Are you
I'm
done?
done.
All right.
I did everything, and I'm dead out of everything at this point. Except naval strength points, naval command points, which I'm not really able to do anything with right now because I got nothing to do.
You could always use them if you don't like places where any of those naval leaders are placed to rail them somewhere. Just throwing that at you.
I suppose, but right now the entire U.S. Navy is in Philadelphia with all the naval leaders,
including the river. Okay, so
well,
what
the
about
river transports? I'm gonna not put those in Philadelphia. They're in. You know what? Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
You need to get the ironclads that you're due to this turn. If you brought them all in, you need to bring them.
I'm due ironclads this turn. I didn't think I was.
Yeah, game turn. Oh no, you're right. Sorry, super.
I was gonna say.
Sorry, super. Yeah, you got an ironclads. All right,
so I do
you're gonna
have
blow
something
those
to do.
two.
Then.
All right.
So we're rolling again. I got an 8.
You got an 8? All right. I got all right, you spend them.
All right. So we will rail one of these guys. Looking like Porter. We'll send Mr. Porter down to St. Louis as well.
Cairo? Oh, St. Louis. All right, that's a good place. There might be a Missouri River campaign in this game. Interesting. That would be neat. I've never seen a Missouri River campaign. So
that's Missouri River campaign right up to the end. Unfortunately, your cavalry, I have no cavalry, so you'll just run away. I could take the cities back, which is great, but
yeah, I want you going west, not south. Right. Come west.
Well,
come west, young man.
There's a whole lot of stuff stacked up waiting to come south.
And another thing we screwed up on that we forgot to do was and it's why they have those double markers you kept deleting. We need to set up our resource allocations at the beginning after we reveal, and then we need to leave the ones that are there revealed in case we roll doubles. You follow me?
Oh, that's true.
Right. So we need to reallocate now,
and then we should, yeah.
Yeah, and then when we flip them, you follow what I'm saying? Yeah. When we, I bet we can clone them. You know what? I'm going to pull it on my leaderboard. It's going to be all crafty with you. All crafty. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. And we can clone those markers, hopefully. Let me see. Clone.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. We'll write it down on some note thing that won't work.
That's fine.
Reveal. Okay. So, right.
All right. So, at the end, advance the game turn marker, unused command. We're actually in the rally phase. So, you're going to remove any demoralizations. I do have one.
McClellan?
That's Pope. McClellan rallied.
Okay. Yeah, I rallied Longstreet. Play. So I'm going to move up the game turn marker to 3. Someone deleted the table use marker. Oh, it got moved.
I didn't. That's on there.
It got maneuvered. So I get 2 table use this turn.
Mm-hmm. Plus, do you get 2 for the 2 converted points in Kansas?
No, the stuff I took in Kansas doesn't have any VP value.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're just locations.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So, and I looked it up and really I can't convert Kansas. Those locations are important for like if you want to depot up and van, whatever. So, okay. So I did that stuff. Now, game term marker. I got these promotions coming in. And this attack thing was being used as the table marker, but we found that, so I'm going to delete it. And you didn't get any more victory points this turn. You have not taken any Confederate stuff. So let me throw these guys on my leader.
I'm going to be doing rolling to determine leaders, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've got plenty of non-flippers.
Stoneman won't flip.
He'll flip. He'll flip. Yeah, I've got 3 non-flippers and 3 flippers. So it's a D6, so that feels good. I think we are done with the admin stuff at the end. CSA victory points, yeah, table use. Victory points for state conversions, none. We go to the beginning of the next game turn. Okay. Reinforcement phase. I added my leaders like you did. I got smart to save time on that. So strength points.
Oh, actually, only Stoneman is available this turn. The other 3 aren't available till next turn. Okay. Still, he's the one guy that I want out of all these guys.
So this turn for reinforcements, I'm going to read off mine to meet myself. Game turn 3, I get 4401. So let me do that. Full control it. Zero one.
No, that's coming off the resources. Okay, gotcha. So this is turn 3. So
right.
6,
so you get turn 3.
That's sea lift. Sea lift goes way up this turn.
Right. You go to 8. I got you. If you want to adjust your markers, I'll just.
Yeah, I got it. I got the Union stuff.
Okay.
River XP. XP is river trans. All right, let's find those.
Blockade percentage stays at 10.
River transports 2. Ocean transports 3. I get 4 river ironclads. Do I just pick them?
No, I'll pull them out for you. They're there. While you're doing that,
I know where they're at, but okay, hold on.
I could just do I can go into the counter tree for you if you follow me. I have no problem doing it. I was just looking at that.
Okay, because there's 4 ironclads come out this turn.
Naval. Yep. And they are, historically speaking, they are
the Mound City, the Carondelet, the Cairo, and the Pittsburgh.
Carondelet. The
east.
Mound City, the Pittsburgh, and the Cairo. They're in the middle of Illinois for your pleasure.
Steve, we are talking about when we're talking about the GMT Civil War game, we are talking about the Mark Simonich U.S. Civil War.
Yep.
All right, we'll just throw these guys. Why are they all cocked like this? No, that's fine. I don't care. They're just going in a giant pile right now.
All right. When they get brought on, they get brought on. Okay. Let me know when you're done with all your reinforcing.
I'm done.
All right. So the next phase here is I don't have any commerce raiders. Blockade effects stay the same because the blockade percentage stayed the same, so there's no effect. And now,
So it
oh,
doesn't seem like there's anything I can do
yes, yes, there is.
to.
What you can do is take ports. Okay, so the
Ah.
blockade percentage will go up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then in terms of as a percentage, but you'll reduce from my import capacity by literally taking the port. So
Okay.
I'm at 40, right?
Right.
So if you right now, and you control 2 ports already.
Right.
So if you take like Pensacola is actually controlled. Bad example. If you take New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's 6.
Right.
Take Mobile, that's 3. That's how you make the the strategic use of sea power work with the blockade
Okay.
in this game. So that, yep. So let's see. All right, back to. All right, so let's roll. Let's reveal and roll the command points. This is always so much fun.
That's
Ah,
interesting.
it's time. All right, so
All
here
right.
we go. I'm rolling 2d6. You're rolling 2d6.
I've rolled a 3.
I've rolled a 4. So command point. A 3 is for you 4-3-2. Whoa. And I'm 4-3-2-2-2. Well, this was kind of wimpy. 4. No. Decrease 2. 3. Then 2-2-2. So 2-2. The one turn I make the Trans-Mississippi something not tertiary and I get gypped. No, it's 2. Decrease, and this is decrease. No! Doing the wrong thing.
I'm going to move table use back down to 1.
Yeah. And this is 2-2. Okay, this might be a very short, given the measly amount of command points that we get. So everything else is done. So we literally can roll in here and just start the action phase. So let's do that.
Okay.
Here we go. Dice differential. 6, 5. It's going to be one of those turns,
I guess so.
All right. We are going to place a leader with Joe Johnston. No, Albert Sidney. All right. And here we go. Pull this up. I got to roll a d6 because I got some non-flippers. And here we go. Roll the 4. Who are you, number 4? Jackson. Action Jackson. Stonewall is going to be fighting in the West. Like that. And we might as well place another leader in the West. Let's see what we get. D5 this time. And I rolled a 3 divided by 1.5. 2. So number 2 is Hindman. No, 2 is 8. Oh, AP Hill in the West. West is getting good all of a sudden. All right. So that is my turn. Over to you for your 1 die differential.
Okay. I think we'll pull out a leader. I'll pull out Stoneman, put him in St. Louis.
You got to roll, don't you?
There's only one. He's the only guy.
Oh, he's dead?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
my
the
God.
only leader that comes in on turn 3.
Okay.
There were 3 other ones, but they're for turn 4 that I pulled out in advance.
All right, let's roll.
6 and an 8.
Yep.
So that's me. I will.
Oh no, Jackson actually does not join that army. He's a promotion. So
Yes,
Jackson,
that's true.
yes.
He'd go wherever Jackson is.
Right. So let me pull action. No.
Well, there's not a ton I can do because um, everybody's 3 command points except for Lyon and Sherman, who's with the Army of the Tennessee. Um,
No, it wasn't Franklin P. Grant, John Longshore, unfortunately.
all right, did I really
There,
get 0 in the Trans-Mississippi this turn? Hold on a second, let me double check that.
I had two direct on my father's side. The Mullins, my actual
Yep,
name.
0.
Um, he was in Indiana. He joined the Indiana. Forget the cavalry regiment, but they split up the squadrons. One went east and one went west, and he actually got sent east and was wounded at late in the day at Antietam when they committed the cavalry, and got shot and died of gangrene. And he's like an Irish potato eating immigrant. I always imagine he showed up like 6 months before the Civil War started, and they talked to him. Hey, there's a bonus. And then on my dad's side as well, but his mother's side, the Quinns were from Savannah. So once again, Irish, but Southern Irish, and he fought with Claiborne, but I don't know nearly as much about him. Hard to track that down. Okay, so
All
you
right,
spent
well,
stuff,
spend
right?
2. I'm working on it. I'm
All
spending
right,
2 strength points in the west, putting them in New Albany. That's it.
Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunter. Okay, so uh, let's see. We're gonna roll. That's what we do. That's what we do right here. Oh, do I need to do
You
something?
got, yeah, I won the roll, so you got 2
All right,
points to do something with.
discount my discount my
I
roll. I
mean,
have
you
two
could
points.
not do anything. That's cool, but
No, I'm gonna do something. It's gonna be more leader times, as they say. So D4. So let's do a D20 divided by 5, and that leader is going to go to Nashville. Here we go. That is a 1.
I guess
That
it
is
is.
that is. I already sent Hindman out. No, well, I didn't. Hindman is out. Hindman is now in the Army of the West. And I get to do another thing, and that's going to be another leader in the West. Yep, I'm westing up. And D3, a 1. Breckenridge goes to Nashville. Boy, we have a surfeit, as they say, of leaders. And I can do one more thing. And the one more thing is going to be.
That you won. Never mind. No, wait. I had the initiative there, so you only get 2.
2. That's it. We roll.
Okay.
Let's go.
I got a 5.
4.
All right. I'll spend my 1 throwing 1 more strength point in New Albany from the west. That's it. Wait, I got a free one
Yeah, free thing.
too. So let's see. All right, so let's say the free one was the strength point that I threw in New Albany.
Yep.
The other one will be a discretionary command point. Boy, I can't really do that. pull a strength point out of the east.
Okay.
And he will go in Grafton, West Virginia.
Okay. And I can do one thing. And for my one thing, gonna throw down a leader in Nashville. And now they're both flipped, so. And who is it? D.H. Hill is
That's
a
the
promotion.
promoted D.H. Hill,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So he's going to go somewhere else.
He's going to go to the Army of Northern Virginia. Yeah, DH he's still decent as a major general, but he gets delete. Gets harder to activate. And what was the differential? 1? All right, we roll again.
It was just one, yeah. Rolling again. I got an
Difference
8.
Of
You got a 3. That's
5.
a difference of 5.
Difference of
all right,
5.
finally, something I can friggin' do. All right, we're going to take a West strength point and find one to clone here. And he's going in New Albany. And we're going to activate Buell for 3. Now, as far as I can tell, it doesn't cost any movement points to walk across the river. Are we in agreement on that?
Yeah, it costs none.
All right.
It's about the river being blocked. If it's navigable,
yeah.
It's about it being blocked.
Right. All right. So that's 1. Wait a second. Let me just organize this. Two, 3. That will convert Lexington.
Okay.
Which is a victory point.
Yes.
I have one more point. That's that guy there. And we will put the 1 point in Washington. Do I want to do that? Give me a second here. Let me just think that through. I am not going to do that. I am going to...
I'd actually like to play the music from like the Ken Burns stuff.
That's going to have to wait.
No. Someone was talking. The Civil War Generals PC game. Like, okay.
So I think with OBS I can actually play music through and it'll come through on the channel, which is something we were trying with Zoom last night, which was what we did for the RPG thing, which did not work as well as the stuff I'm already using. All right, well, we'll give Henry Halleck another point in Cairo.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
That's 5, I think. Is that right?
Yes. So we are going to place a leader in Nashville. That leader is it's a long
He
street
doesn't go to
promotion. Nope, nope. He goes over here.
Nashville either. You got all
He
these guys
goes
showing
over
up, and
here.
they're immediately told turn around and go somewhere else.
That's the way we like it. We like a 2-star long street facing your
Why, General
3-star
Longstreet,
McClellan.
what are you doing here? I thought you was
So,
in the valley.
so that's one, and then we are going to spend one to differential in order to send a reinforcement to the Army of the Tennessee. Get it up to 9. And then we're going to spend 3 command points, and they are going to move out. Move out. Oh, yeah, it's actually 2 in the east. I did it in order. It's 4 in the west, and it's 3 in the Trans-Mississippi. Okay. So, you know what we need to do right now? We need to record our allocations for next turn. You're supposed to do it at the beginning. Yeah.
All right, we'll just put them out now.
I'm just
since
writing.
That doesn't
No,
matter anymore.
no, it does if we roll doubles. So I would not do that. I would just write it down.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fine.
Okay. Save that. Save the note. Save. Okay. All right. So we sent 1 reinforcement, and now we are going to activate the Army of Tennessee for 3. Decrease, decrease, decrease. And they're going to move out thusly. Albert Sidney's in command, and he's going to take with him Breckenridge, E.P. Hill, and Hardy. Bragg. That's 4 leaders. These guys kind of don't matter. So we're going to take everybody, and then I'll put Albert Sidney on the top. So he has 6 subordinates, which add up to 2, 4, 6, 12, 16, which is above what that army can take in terms of potential reinforcements. So they're activating, and they're going to go 1, 2, move into Bowling Green. You get some control markers since you control default. These rail lines at present in this state. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that both those, my move basically makes both these rail lines is what I want. Clone. And that's that. And that is my action for the turn.
Okay, roll.
All right.
I got a 9.
You got a 7.
You got a 7. So there's 2 points. Once again, not really enough to do anything with. I'm going to take 1 strength point from the east. That will come out of the east. It's a command point. This is a guy railing from Pittsburgh.
Okay, John Longshore, that is exactly the same unit. It was the 3rd Indiana Cavalry. One of the squadrons served in the East. That is the unit. He was an Irish immigrant who'd come 2 years before and ended up in, I believe, Bloomington. Joseph Mullen.
So he railed down to Frankfort, Kentucky.
Okay.
So as far as I'm aware, I actually
Here's the deal. You control the rail lines, but you don't control the state. So you can't just roll
okay. Okay,
strength.
that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he'll go to Lexington.
Right. No, because you don't control the state. You understand what I'm saying? So you control the rail lines in the whole state,
Right.
so you're gonna have supply. All right. And if you had a leader, you could activate the leader, but you can't just move until it's converted and pro-union. You can't just move a strength point by itself on a rail line.
Okay. Okay. In that case,
Then you can activate a leader and rail a force, right? And you can also place reinforcements in location.
yeah. But the trouble is, I don't have enough command points to literally activate anybody.
Yeah, I got you. I
Because
got you.
there's no 2 activation leaders except for Lion and some of the naval guys.
The game is basically simulating that units really without any command and control can't just be move willy nilly in what's really not control. You know what I mean? Like controlled territory. It's disputed, partisans, etc.
Well, it's better than the partisan rule in War Between the States. I can tell you that.
Okay,
Which
I,
is
I,
the
I buy it.
partisan rule in War. The Confederates get invulnerable partisans. You cannot destroy them.
Who
But there's
who
no
designed
Union
it?
partisans. I read Hardy, I believe.
Ugh, that sounds horrible.
I have a tremendous admiration for at least one of his designs. Just not that one. It's not a terrible game. Don't get me wrong, but it's got a lot of flaky stuff in it.
Yeah, it feels like it took the path of it's 76, it's SPI, and
Well,
Richard
yes,
Richard Berg's trolling everybody with Campaign in North
that's
Africa.
a couple years later, but
Right,
I
but
do
it's that,
not believe
yeah.
that he was trolling everybody. I know he came to say that in his later years, but I do not believe that.
Richard Berg was at times a wonderful designer, at times a designer who frustrated me immensely. But I will say that he was wonderful with a story that could change.
That's true. Yes, that's true. He was a showman.
Not calling a man a liar, just saying he was a raconteur,
All
and
right,
the story could
we'll spend the
change.
one. Did I spend one or two? Now hold on a second. I get a free one, so we'll spend the free one first.
Sure,
I keep forgetting about that. We'll take
I am good.
one guy from East Strength Points, put him in Chambersburg, and then the two.
Did you move your victory points up for Lexington?
I didn't. No, I don't think so.
I got you, and I'm gonna do it for Bowling Green. Okay,
Okay.
that stuff can get dynamic. What we were talking about this game, and it really it's one of the things I really love about the victory games titles, be they operational or strategic, right? And it's something that I see missing a lot from we've talked about just a lot of different titles from many companies. I think it's just the way things have gone. They were much more wide open in terms of you can set up your strategy, yet the game was balanced. Like
For victory games, yeah, I would agree. SPI,
right. That's what I'm talking about.
depends what game we're
I'm
talking
talking
about.
specifically victory games, be it Vietnam, be it Korea. The Fleet Series. It, the tendency in the last 20 years in game design has been more. No, let's not get into those outside options. That happens a lot though in funny and card-driven games, a lot of that kind of stuff. But for groggy stuff, it's more fixed, and I like if I'm planning and running an operation to actually plan and run it, not just run it, you know?
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Well, I'm done. I,
You
I
were
ended up with pulling another strength point out of the east, or two
okay.
more
So
strength points out of the east, actually.
we got a diff of 2, which is just as bad for me, except I am going to just throw some more reinforcements at increase at the old Army of Tennessee and decrease, decrease. No, no. Up here, decrease. Okay, so let's roll. 3.
Okay.
This is going to be a good turn.
8.
That is a differential of
Difference of
5.
5. All right, so there's stuff I can do, for God's sake. Okay. Um, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is actually peel one of these off. Spend 3 of the 5 to activate Stoneman. Now, Cavaliers move 6, correct?
Correct. Getting ready to face down with Jeb Stewart. Yeehaw!
Spending the command points. And we're going to take a discretionary strength point. Drop it where? What is the absolute cap on the Army of the Tennessee, by the way? The counters are actually limited, so that's actually kind of good.
The So I'm gonna guess, and then I'm gonna look it up. So I want to see how good my riding the bike is. I believe for my Army of the Tennessee it's 15, and for you it's 20. But let's see. Do you actually have a physical copy of the game?
I do. My Army of the Tennessee is 12 as far based on what the counter's telling me.
So what can it max out at?
There's a chart for that.
Let me see here. I'm gonna remember it's at 11, and I'm gonna see if it goes. Yep, 15 for my Army of the Tennessee. Then it goes blank. So mine is 15, which I remembered absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And yours is whatever you max out at. So
all right, I have 2 points left. I'm gonna move 2 leaders.
a good general rule, I'm betting hard money that biggest army in the West is 20. You always basically like your Army of the Potomac's 25. Northern Virginia's 20.
All right, I'm gonna move 2 leaders. I'm gonna rail Fremont over to Philadelphia.
Exile. Like Philadelphia, you like Philly is your place of exile. I like Milledgeville. That's where I send the.
So that's an East Command point. And then I'm going to take Pope and move him to. He doesn't even have to go on a rail. He's going to Washington.
Okay.
That's it. Did I do the free one again, or did I forget about it? Damn it.
I don't remember.
Hold on.
Yes, you placed an SP.
Did I? Okay.
Scrolled up in the
All right,
thing.
got it. We're good.
And the difference is 2. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah, so we're good now. So it's your
Yep.
5?
2 for 5, right? That's the
Difference was
difference.
5.
Okay. So we's gonna reinforce the Army of the Tennessee. And we've got a discretionary. I think we're happy in Bowling Green right now. So that's one thing. Go over here. We are going to activate Stuart. Stuart is going to laugh.
Is joyriding again.
Yeah, right back to Fort Scott. And 3, and we got 2 more things we can do. And in the east, we are going to reinforce Longstreet. With 2 troopies. Decrease that by 1 more.
Here in Ohio, we call it Louisville.
Louisville. Oh, you do? Yeah.
No, we say Louisville, actually.
Louisville.
When I was in New York City the first time, I went with some guys from work. We had a work.
Well, they're the schmucks who say like Oregon, Louisville.
Maybe. But we played the fact up that we were from Ohio. We were like going into restaurants and saying, "How you doing? We're from Ohio." And they were like, "Oh my god!" Because if you're from New York City, everybody else is some different level of a rustic.
My dad's people were basically Indiana. I mean, my grandparents, right? Because they all came down to Miami pretty early in the century. But my mom's people were all like Wisconsin Yoopers, you know?
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't you know?
Oh. All right.
Unfortunately, I don't have a war game that will let me bust out my hilarious Canadian accent.
They don't fight a lot.
That's true. So there is one. There's that Prelude to Rebellion from Compass Games, which is about some kind of quote-unquote conflict in Canada, which I assume maybe somebody got mad, and that probably was the end of it.
Are we talking about the Red River Rebellion, Louis Riel?
It is not something I know the first thing about.
It's a big deal in Canada because it's about Indigenous / Quebecer rights, but as an uprising, it really was like some civil disorder, and we need. It's all relative.
Fists were shaken.
Right. I mean, but it's like,
and then they apologized.
200 guys can cause a lot of trouble when your population's 5,000. Right? Yeah. So, okay. Sorry if I offended any of our northern brothers through my.
We love you, Canada.
All right. So, do your actions.
That was that was my initiative to roll off.
And I did my 2 things, right?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I moved Jeb. No, or was
Jeb
it 5?
Did what Jeb is very good at, which is riding away from where the action
I
is
did.
about to be.
Okay, I did 5 things. We're getting loopy, so we should probably call it soon. Obviously, we're
Well,
forgetting
let's
the
do
dice
one
differential.
more.
Yeah. So here we go.
All right. So I got a 9. You got a 6. That's 3.
Yes.
Nothing I can do. That's great.
We might finish this turn.
I think we will because it's. I assume we're in the winter or something like that because I got jack to do here. I've got an Eastern Strength point which I will drop in. I won, so I get a free one.
Right.
So, and it's 3, right? 6
right.
to 9. Yeah. Okay. So the free one, I'll drop the Eastern Strength point. Throw that in Washington.
Okay.
Because you literally can't have too many guys in Washington.
That's basically the entire Union philosophy throughout the whole war. Like it or not, that's the de facto philosophy.
And I'm going to throw a discretionary strength point in Washington too. We'll put that in the Army of the Potomac. For that's 1 of the 3. I'll spend 2 naval command points to bring out all this naval stuff.
Okay.
So we got naval transports. This fucking module. All right. So, and all these ironclads.
Right. They're all river. Might I suggest you get them like on the Ohio Mississippi complex?
Well, the Cairo is going at St. Louis. The river transport's going in Cairo. The Mound City's going in St. Louis. And the Carondelet and the Pittsburgh are going in St. Louis.
Okay.
I take that back. All right, now we could do some stuff if I ever get any leaders that can like do anything.
What was the differential?
3.
3. Okay. We are going to.
They fight real good. They just don't get mad. Your wife may disagree.
Add 2 reinforcements in the east.
Just ask mild-mannered Canadian James Doohan.
And that leaves us with one more. It was 3, right? 3 was the diff.
It was 3.
3. And one more thing. Perhaps a discretionary.
Yeah, the counters, the counter rotation. I get the sense of, I get the rationale behind having the naval counters face hex sides. It works that way in War Between the States as well. In fact, the naval movement being hex sides is from War Between the States as well, and it makes sense, but it's awfully awkward.
Yeah, you're being very precise about what you're blocking, or if you're negating, like so. If you move adjacent, it's all about what we'll get deep into it, I'm sure, later. But fortresses and being adjacent to them, and if you're going to be there, you can also run past fortresses or forts, but it's really all about like what section of the river you're controlling with that craft.
Mm-hmm.
Adjacent hex sides. So it's very precise as far as it goes. Once you learn, it isn't that tough, but you just have to do it. You're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. See it be implemented. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Or
Well, if you're gonna roll like that, then yeah. Ah. Okay.
oh,
Well, this
we're
is
gonna
actually going to be a nice place to stop then.
right. We're gonna save. So we
All right. Well,
we
hold
are
on.
now
Let's put the command points
right.
up first.
That's what I'm doing. So it's for your primary. It's 4.
So the die roll on the table is what we rolled, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So primary is 4, so we're going to get 4. Secondary will get 3. Tertiary will get 2. Discretionary will get 2. Well, that's a whole new turn.
Yeah, and you get more naval.
Oh, that's true. 2 more naval. So that's actually awesome because and I can actually maybe do something with that now.
Yeah, someone in the chat was like, "Boy, wish we battle," but I didn't think it was going to happen because of the limited command point. Once you roll doubles, it can happen.
Yeah, we have rolled doubles very seldom. I think that's the third. Let's move the table. Yep, you got it.
It's a second time.
Yeah, it's the second time in 3 turns that we've rolled doubles. I think that's fairly unusual.
Having played it's about right.
Really?
It's about right. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because rolling doubles twice is you start to get into the odds of playing, shooting craps, right?
Yeah.
It's usually 7, and yeah, but it's not a. Let's see, turn 3 action. But yeah, what does happen is you look back at a game and there'll be 3 or 4 turns that were like
doubles.
Like seriously, Gottemerung turns. You know what I mean? Where just a lot happened, and that's how you get these. Well, that was the summer of your Gettysburg. That was the summer of, campaign of the, whatever. So, all right, we are saved.
We're about coming up on Shiloh, as I recall.
Yeah, well, it's about right. We're, now there will be blood in the West.
Well, we'll see.
Yes. So, all right, folks. Great. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody.
I would like to thank everybody for showing up.
Yeah.
We had 10 or 12 people in here at one point for. I think I'm getting the subsequent views on this stuff are pretty strong. So.
I think what I like about the 2-hour stream is it's quick.
That's true. Too.
So like if there's if I see hey, here's a 6-hour stream of this game, that's a lot to watch.
It really is. Yeah.
But if I see like a 2-hour stream of something like that was recorded, I'll watch it because it's short, and if I find the people entertaining, great, All right, so, goodbye everybody. Thank you so much for showing up.
FYI that there will be a live stream at I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday night of Kev Sharp and I playing OCS. That will be on this channel. We're flipping back and forth on that. So thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you all
Friday we will.
We got to talk about that.
Oh, do we? All right, never mind.
I'm afraid we do.
Bye.
Sorry about that.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, everybody have a great night.
All right.
Bye.